First of all, sorry this is in silhouette, but I'm staying in an Airbnb and there's no lighting in this room, so. But regardless, just a few things I want to get off my chest. Not the least. So starting with politics, not the least of which is. I think it's interesting that there is a surprising alliance with, like, social democrat or full-on socialist, or just in any sense, like, just total, like, hippie lefty Bernie supporter types like myself and libertarians. I mean, something that people often like to say about the left is that, like, oh, you hate anyone who disagrees with not certainly not the case at all. I mean, and I'm basing this off of plenty of libertarian friends I have, or just other ones that I've talked to or interacted with in any way. Yeah, there are areas where we don't agree. I mean, they're more certainly to the right of me on things. They're more capitalist than me. They're more like business venture types. They're more even like things like guns. But there's a surprising amount we do agree on too. I mean, they're totally live and let live on social issues. Also, they're against the drug war and police abuse, wars in general. I mean, like even like say like Jesse Ventura, even before he got like even further left like he is now, he was always like very against interventions against imperialism. So I mean that's a good example right there. But even putting that aside, just in general, the thing that I respect, that I really love and respect about them most, they're independent thinkers. They're not doctrinaire, down the line. My team is best. So therefore, if my team does it by default, it's okay because it's my guy doing it. And that's how conservatives are, and that's how like the corporate Democrat, down the road, liberals are. I mean, the Hillary, Biden, Kamala, Pete stands. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that like they hate Bernie as much as they hate Trump. Those types. They're both playing for a team, and they'll each of them they'll just well, Fox News said it, talk radio said it, MSNBC said it, and that's about their level of analysis on it. Whereas, as I said, libertarians can think for themselves. Whether I agree with them or don't agree with them, I tremendously respect that. And as I said, and I have, I have plenty of libertarian friends and acquaintances that I've spoken to. Neither one of us has ever been, oh, F you, oh, I hate you, oh, you're an idiot. Even when we don't agree, we're just, cool, okay, we don't see eye to eye on this. And, I think that dynamic is very similar to how, like, a lot of, like, the silent generation and boomer, when they were younger, how, like, there was always, like, that stereotype of, like, hey, we disagree, but we're still friends, and like that maybe maybe like they'd roast each other a little bit, or they'd get into a disagreement, but they still, they were just as much, they loved each other, they were just as much friends with because they were both in like the union hall together, or they both hung out together, and they didn't see each other as the enemy the way that the Republicans and the mainstream Democrats do. Because that's what the elites want. The elites want us divided. They want us like red state, blue state, Democrat versus Republican, they want us to fight on social issues so that we don't see how we're all getting screwed economically. Again, like, as I said, like uh, heavily leaning like social dem like me and a libertarian. Again, we might not agree on what the solution is, but we both agree, for example, that workers and regular people are getting screwed over by the elites. Again, that's progress right there. And we can all have productive conversations where we don't agree, because there's plenty that we do agree on. And as I keep saying, being an independent thinker and not relying on someone else to feed you your talking points, that makes such a difference. And that's, and again, I don't want to be too ageist. I mean, I'm pushing 40, so I don't want to be like, knocking boomers for everything. And some of my favorite people are boomers. That's what the hippies were. I mean, let's make that clear. There's great people in every generation, and there's like shitty people in every generation. So I don't want to make it an age thing, but I do notice that a lot of time it's like the people that are, no offense, a little bit older who they still get their news from TV, and that's why they think the way they do. It's, I'm on team red or I'm on team blue, and therefore the other team is bad. It's like, nah, you guys are just two wings on the same bird. You have a lot more in common than you think you do. I like what Lee Camp said about that, which is just you agree on 80% of things. It's the 20% you don't agree on, you know, God, guns, and gays, as someone else said. That's what you guys fight on. But you agree on everything else.